Have you ever stopped to consider what you might regret later in life? As we grow older, we often realize that the goals we once chased, wealth, fame, and success, don't bring the lasting fulfillment we thought they would. Some of the things we spent so much time striving for might have been a waste of time all along. This video will help you uncover the 7 life goals that could end up being the biggest regrets as we age, and most importantly, how to shift your focus to what truly matters. By watching until the end, you'll gain a deeper understanding of how material possessions, the pursuit of success, and even fame can sometimes hold us back from what brings joy and peace. You'll learn why it's never too late to embrace new priorities, like meaningful relationships, personal growth, and peace of mind, that will truly enrich your life. Don't miss out on discovering how to reshape your life goals, so you can live with greater purpose, fulfillment, and lasting happiness. Let's dive into these reflections and see how embracing wisdom in our later years can lead to a life far richer than any material success ever could. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. 1. Having the best stuff. As we journey through the intricate tapestry of life, the insatiable yearning for the best often drives our every decision. From the glistening allure of the latest luxury car to the grandiose idea of a sprawling mansion, from the silky feel of designer clothes to the cutting-edge gadgets that promise to simplify our lives, we are conditioned to believe that these possessions define us, marking our success, signifying our achievements. These material symbols become the outward expressions of our worth. Yet, as we grow older and wiser, we begin to realize that the pursuit of these things can feel increasingly shallow. A quiet emptiness starts to settle in as we reflect on whether these possessions were ever truly essential for happiness in the first place. In the early stages of our lives, the things we gather seem to promise fulfillment, but over time, they burden us with an unexpected weight. A house that once symbolized comfort and status can soon feel like an anchor, burdening us with its constant demands: maintenance, cleaning, and upkeep. The very place that was meant to nurture our spirit and provide peace becomes a relentless source of stress, pulling us away from what truly matters. The laughter of loved ones, moments of solitude that allow for deep reflection, and the quiet joy found in simplicity. The car that once represented success, the dream of every hard-working soul, soon becomes a source of frustration. Whether it's the expense of repairs or the way it silently gathers dust in the driveway, abandoned and forgotten. And the clothes that once paraded us as part of the in-crowd, the symbol of social standing, now sit untouched in the back of the closet, a silent reminder of how much time we spent accumulating things we never truly needed. As the years pass, we begin to learn profound truths about the nature of fulfillment. We realize that life is not measured by the things we collect, but by the depth of the experiences we create and the relationships we cultivate. It's not the brand names or the material objects that leave a lasting mark, but the quiet moments of connection, the tender laughter of children, the unspoken bond shared in a lingering hug, or the soft warmth of a hand held in silent companionship. These are the treasures that fill our hearts to overflowing, not the price tags or the prestige associated with owning the latest and greatest. We come to understand that true wealth lies not in ownership, but in the moments of joy, love, and peace that we share, the memories we cherish, and the simple life we embrace. When we let go of the ever-present desire to possess the best, we release a profound weight that has silently held us captive for years. In that release, we find liberation. The burden of excess begins to fall away, and in its place, we find freedom, a simplicity that enriches us in ways we could never have imagined before. The house that once seemed too vast and imposing now feels just right, a cozy sanctuary for connection, a home where memories are made, not things. The car that once felt insufficient is now appreciated for what it truly is, a humble vessel for the stories yet to be written. We begin to realize that, in the end, the best things in life are never things at all. They are the intangible moments, the connections, the love, and the inner peace that bring us closer to the essence of who we truly are. At this stage of life, we no longer measure ourselves by what we own, but by the love we give and receive, the time we cherish, and the relationships we nurture. These are the treasures that truly enrich our journey. The relentless pursuit of the best fades into the background, replaced by the deep, abiding contentment found in the things that can never be bought or sold. Peace, joy, and love. These are the lasting legacies that will stay with us long after the material world fades into the distance. 2. Money or success. As we journey through life, We are often led to believe that the pursuit of financial success and career accomplishments is the path to fulfillment, the golden ticket that guarantees happiness, security, and a sense of purpose. In our younger years, the allure of wealth and status can feel almost intoxicating, like the answers to life's deepest questions are hidden in the numbers on a paycheck or the title on a business card. We chase these goals, thinking that once we achieve them, everything will fall into place, that the weight of life's struggles will ease, and that we will finally feel complete. These markers of success become the defining elements of who we are. They shape our identity, they dictate our choices, and they offer us the illusion of control in a world that often feels chaotic and unpredictable. But as time passes, as the years unfold with all their complexities, something profound begins to change within us. We start to see that while money and accolades might be useful tools, they are not the architects of lasting joy or deep contentment. The relentless pursuit of wealth and success often comes with a steep price, a price we are willing to pay because we are led to believe it will be worth it in the end. In the process of striving for more, we make sacrifices that are not immediately visible, but that accumulate over time. Precious moments missed with loved ones, special occasions left uncelebrated, relationships strained or neglected in favor of career ambitions, and even our well-being sometimes sacrificed on the altar of achievement. We become so consumed by the chase that we lose sight of the very things we were originally working to secure. The world tells us that success is about reaching a certain financial threshold, acquiring possessions, and garnering respect through titles and accomplishments. Yet, as we continue to climb the ladder, we begin to realize that the higher we go, the further we seem to be from what we truly want or need. It is a sobering revelation that, despite our best efforts, there will always be someone wealthier, more accomplished, and more powerful. The comparisons are endless, the goalposts constantly shifting. We find ourselves trapped in a cycle, where our worth is determined by how we measure up to others rather than by how we feel about ourselves. This game of comparison, while deeply ingrained in our society, leaves us feeling empty and unfulfilled, no matter how many zeros we add to our bank accounts or how many accolades we accumulate. The very act of measuring ourselves against others steals our sense of peace, making us forget that true happiness doesn't come from the external world but from within. And so, with time, we learn that true contentment is not something that can be bought or measured in material wealth, but something that emerges from aligning our lives with our deepest values and passions, something that transcends the temporary pleasures of wealth and status. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. As the years pass, we begin to redefine what success really means. We start to understand that true success does not lie in achieving a particular level of wealth, power, or recognition. Instead, it lies in the quiet moments of clarity, in the contentment of knowing we are living true to ourselves. True success is about cultivating a life where we feel at peace with who we are, where we are in alignment with our values, and where we can embrace life's challenges without feeling overwhelmed or inadequate. It is not about reaching some external peak, but about building a life that is steady, grounded, and rich in meaning. Real success is the ability to look around and feel deep gratitude for the relationships that sustain us, the simple joys that nourish our souls, and the freedom to be who we truly are, unencumbered by the pressure to prove ourselves to the world. With age comes a new understanding of what enough means. We no longer measure enough by the size of our bank accounts or the number of titles we carry. Instead, enough is defined by how much peace we feel in our hearts, how many meaningful moments we share with those we love, and how much we can enjoy the quiet pleasures of life. Enough is no longer about accumulating more, but about recognizing what truly matters and being grateful for what we already have. We come to understand that true fulfillment does not come from constantly striving for more, but from being content with what we have, from appreciating the abundance in our lives rather than constantly yearning for what's beyond our reach. In this shift, success transforms. No longer is it about chasing after elusive goals. It becomes about nurturing the things that matter most: love, connection, growth, and peace. This realization is one of the most profound gifts that time offers. As we mature, we begin to understand that true wealth is not measured by material possessions, but by the richness of our relationships, the depth of our experiences, and the warmth we feel when we spend time with those we care about. Success is no longer defined by what we can accumulate, but by what we give. The love we offer to others, the kindness we share, and the moments of joy we bring into the lives of those around us. It is found in the beauty of quiet moments, whether it's a heartfelt conversation with a friend, a shared laugh with family, or simply sitting in stillness, appreciating the world around us. These moments are priceless, and they are the true markers of a life well lived. True success, therefore, is not something that can be measured by titles, bank accounts, or external recognition. It is found in the peace we cultivate within ourselves and the love we share with others. It is about knowing that we are enough, just as we are, without the need for validation or comparison. This understanding brings freedom, the freedom to live without the constant pressure to compete, to compare, or to prove ourselves. We can finally let go of the need for external approval and focus instead on building a life that feels authentic, fulfilling, and meaningful. In the end, the richest form of success is not one that can be taken away. It is the love we've shared, the kindness we've offered, and the peace we've discovered within ourselves. This is the wealth that sustains us, the treasure that no amount of money or status could ever replace. It is the only wealth that truly matters, for it fills us with a deep, lasting sense of fulfillment, one that can never be diminished or stolen, no matter what the world throws our way. 3. Being famous. When we are young, fame shines like an alluring beacon, calling us toward a world of endless possibilities. It promises to lift us out of the ordinary, to place us in a realm where we are seen, admired, and celebrated. The notion of fame, being recognized, noticed, and adored by strangers, is a tantalizing dream that many of us chase with youthful fervor. It holds a magnetic appeal, suggesting that if we are famous, our lives will be imbued with meaning, our worth amplified in the eyes of others. Fame tells us that, by achieving it, we will rise above the mundane and become someone special in the crowd, someone whose existence matters not just to a few but to the world at large. It offers the seductive idea that if we are celebrated, our lives will feel more significant, that our achievements will forever echo in the hearts and minds of those who witness our success. It whispers to us that our struggles, our very being, will be validated and deemed worthy by the public gaze. This validation is what we crave, and in our youth, we believe it is the ultimate affirmation of a life well lived. But as the years pass, as life inevitably brings its lessons, the dazzling dream of fame begins to lose its shine. The curtain rises and falls, and we come to see that fame, for all its glittering allure, is but a fleeting illusion. It is a bright, temporary spark that can dazzle but rarely nurtures. Fame promises much, but, in reality, it delivers little. The admiration of strangers may momentarily inflate the ego, but it does not touch the deep, soulful places of the heart. The applause of an anonymous crowd may fill the air with excitement, but it lacks the substance of real connection. Fame is a mirage. It looks enticing from afar, but once we get close, we realize that it is hollow, insubstantial, and fragile. It is a fleeting joy that, like a gust of wind, can vanish as quickly as it appeared. As we move through life, our priorities begin to shift, and we start to seek something far more enduring and fulfilling than the transient thrill of public recognition. We come to understand that fame cannot offer us what we truly crave: deep, authentic connection. In the later stages of life, we begin to recognize the immense value of being truly known, not by the faceless masses, but by the few who truly see us, who understand the complexities of our being, who embrace us not for what we have achieved, but for who we are at our core. It is this kind of knowing, this intimate understanding, that we begin to cherish more than the fleeting accolades of a world that is quick to forget. Fame, with all its glory, is built on a fragile foundation. It is transactional, conditional, and ephemeral. It offers us a love that is not rooted in who we truly are, but in what we can provide, what we can achieve, and what we can contribute to others' fantasies and dreams. It is a type of love that can be withdrawn in an instant, leaving us wondering if it was ever real to begin with. The connections we form with family, close friends, and loved ones, however, are based on something far more solid. These relationships are grounded in authenticity, vulnerability, in shared experiences that weave us together. The people who love us, truly love us, see us in all our dimensions: the beauty and the flaws, the triumphs and the failures, the joy and the pain. They love us not because of our accomplishments or our public image, but because of the essence of who we are, the soul beneath the surface. They embrace us in a way that fame cannot replicate, in a way that the world's applause cannot compare to. They see us at our best and our worst, and they love us more because of it. As we grow older, the desire to be remembered by the masses begins to fade. We start to realize that the pursuit of fame was never about us at all. It was about a desperate need for validation, a longing for approval, a yearning to prove our worth to a world that can often be indifferent or fleeting in its affection. Instead of craving the applause of a crowd, we begin to find peace in being cherished by the people who truly matter to us. We seek not the hollow praise of strangers, but the quiet, enduring love of those who see us for who we truly are. It is no longer about how many fans, followers, or admirers we have, but about how we touch the lives of those closest to us. Fame becomes irrelevant, and in its place, we begin to seek something far richer. Deep, abiding connections that are rooted in love, trust, and mutual respect. The desire for public recognition, once so alluring, loses its hold on us. Instead, we focus on nurturing the relationships that provide us with the love and companionship that truly sustain us. In this stage of life, we come to understand that our legacy is not defined by the number of people who know our name or the fleeting recognition we receive from the public eye. Our legacy is shaped by the impact we have on the hearts of the people who matter most, the ones who walk beside us and who love us through the seasons of our lives. Fame, with its distant glow, pales in comparison to the warmth of real, personal connections. The quiet joys of life, sharing meals with loved ones, reminiscing about old memories, sitting together in comfortable silence, become far more precious than any applause could ever be. There is an unspoken beauty in these moments, a sense of peace that settles in when we realize that we are loved not for our achievements, but for the depth of our character, for the love we give, and for the way we make others feel seen and valued. The recognition we receive from the world may be exciting at the moment, but it is fleeting, ever-changing, and easily forgotten. What remains, what endures, are the relationships we have cultivated, the love we have shared, and the memories we have built with those we care about. In this quiet fulfillment, we find a profound sense of peace, a peace that comes from knowing that, while fame may fade, love remains. The satisfaction we derive from being loved and appreciated by those we truly hold dear far outweighs the hollow satisfaction of being admired by strangers. We come to see that the love we share with others is not temporary. It is eternal, woven into the fabric of their lives, carried with them long after we are gone. And so, as we let go of the need to be celebrated by the world, we embrace the deeper, more meaningful beauty of being valued by those who know our hearts. This, we realize, is the true essence of a life well lived. It is not the spotlight, the fleeting admiration of a crowd, or the temporary rush of fame that defines us. It is the love we have shared, the relationships we have nurtured, and the memories we have created with those who matter most. It is in these connections that we find the real meaning of life, an enduring legacy built not on fame, but on the love and joy we have given to the people who have truly seen us. Fame may shine brightly for a moment, but the warmth of love, the true essence of a life well lived, will always outlast it. And in that warmth, we find the fulfillment that fame could never provide. 4. Being liked by others. Throughout much of our lives, we pour our hearts, time, and energy into a quest that often feels both relentless and all-consuming. The pursuit of being liked by others. We shape ourselves, adapt our behavior, and mold our actions to fit in, to be accepted, and to avoid standing out in ways that might invite criticism. Whether it's silencing our true feelings to avoid difficult conversations, dressing in a way that pleases the crowd, or tirelessly striving to be agreeable in every situation, the drive for social acceptance can be an overpowering force. Deep down, we yearn for validation. We want to be seen through eyes that appreciate us, to be admired, and to be embraced by those we care about. This longing to fit in is woven into the fabric of our human experience. It's an instinct to want to be liked, to feel that we belong, that we matter. However, as the years unfold, and the perspective that comes with age settles in, many of us begin to experience a shift, a moment of profound realization. We come to understand that in the endless pursuit of approval, we often sacrifice the very thing that makes us whole, our authenticity. The more we conform, the more we lose touch with who we truly are. At first, this may feel subtle, a slight discomfort, an unease we can't quite place. But over time, it grows clearer. We realize that the pressure to be liked by everyone has chipped away at our sense of self, leaving behind a hollow version of who we might have been, a version that pleases others but not ourselves. The truth, as hard as it may be to accept, is that not everyone will like us, and that's not just okay, it's incredibly freeing. The more we try to mold ourselves into what others want, the more we risk becoming strangers to ourselves. In the relentless pursuit of likability, we gradually forget what matters most to us: our values, our beliefs, our passions. The price of trying to please everyone is often the loss of our inner peace, our clarity, and the very sense of identity that makes us unique. Over time, we begin to question what matters. Does the approval of 1,000 people, many of whom don't know us deeply, outweigh the peace of mind that comes from being true to ourselves? Does the fleeting pleasure of being accepted by others hold a candle to the lasting satisfaction of living in alignment with our deepest values? As we grow older, we are granted the gift of perspective, a clearer vision of who we are and what we stand for. We gain clarity about our values, our purpose, and the things that truly matter in life. This clarity doesn't just appear out of nowhere, it is earned. It comes after years of experiences, challenges, and reflection. It is shaped by the lessons we learn along the way, the mistakes we make, and the wisdom we gather. With this clarity comes a powerful shift in focus. We stop chasing the hollow approval of a crowd, and instead, we start seeking something far more meaningful: respect. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Respect is not something we can demand from others. It is earned through authenticity, vulnerability, and integrity. We no longer want to be liked by everyone. We want to be respected by those who matter most to us. The people who see us not for the mask we wear, but for the soul beneath it. We desire respect from those who know us, who understand our struggles, and who cherish us for the unique individuals we are. This shift, from seeking approval to seeking respect, marks a monumental transformation in our lives. When we place our energy into gaining respect, especially from those closest to us, we no longer feel the need to perform or impress. Respect, grounded in mutual understanding, shared values, and a deep emotional connection, is far more meaningful and long-lasting than the transient, superficial validation that often comes with trying to be liked. At this stage of life, we learn the priceless value of relationships built on honesty, trust, and respect. Relationships where we can be vulnerable, and where we can be ourselves without fear of judgment. The love and affection we share with these few, truly important people becomes far more fulfilling than the empty praise we once sought from the masses. It is these deep, authentic connections that provide us with the love and support we need to thrive. We realize that a small circle of true friends and loved ones who accept us for who we truly are offers far more sustenance to our souls than a sea of people who only know us in passing. In these authentic relationships, we no longer need to put on a mask or perform to gain approval. We stop striving to meet the expectations of others, and instead, we focus on those who appreciate us for the very essence of our being. We find peace in being loved not for what we can give, but for who we truly are, imperfections and all. Letting go of the need to be liked by everyone allows us to live with more freedom, authenticity, and inner peace. We no longer feel the weight of judgment or the pressure to conform. Instead, we find the courage to be ourselves, unapologetically, and with a sense of pride that radiates from within. There is a profound joy in living a life that aligns with our values and our true nature. We come to understand that it is not our responsibility to make everyone like us, nor should we burden ourselves with the impossible task of trying to be everything to everyone. Instead, we embrace the beautiful reality that we are not for everyone, and that is a gift in itself. We find contentment in knowing that the people who matter most in our lives, the ones who truly see us and love us, respect us for exactly who we are. The approval of others fades into the background, and what remains is the deep, unshakable sense of peace that comes from being at home with ourselves. We also come to accept that not everyone will understand us. There will always be those who judge us, who criticize us, or who simply don't get us. And that's okay. It is a natural part of life, and it no longer shakes us to our core. It strengthens our resolve to stand firm in our beliefs, honor our values, and surround ourselves with those who understand our journey. The joy of living in alignment with our true selves, the deep satisfaction of being respected by those who matter most, fills us in ways that far surpass the fleeting satisfaction of external validation. This is the kind of acceptance that nurtures us, that sustains us, and that ultimately leads to the peace we've always been seeking. In the end, we no longer feel the need to prove ourselves to the world. We realize that we are enough just as we are, with all our flaws, strengths, and experiences. Our true value comes from within, and the respect we earn from those who truly know and understand us is the most meaningful reward we could ever ask for. In choosing authenticity over approval, we find not only peace but a deeper connection to ourselves and others. And that, ultimately, is where true fulfillment lies. 5. Seeing the entire world. In the early stages of life, there is an almost irresistible yearning to explore the world, to immerse oneself in diverse cultures, to stand in awe before the world's most iconic landmarks, and to check off an endless list of destinations. Travel, in these formative years, is synonymous with adventure. It's a thrilling escape from the ordinary, a passport to new experiences, and a treasure trove of memories that seem to stretch far into the future. The pull of new horizons is intoxicating, and with each journey, we feel our lives expanding, our understanding deepening, and our hearts swelling with the joy of discovery. Every new place visited becomes a new chapter in our story, one that feels vital, exhilarating, and brimming with promise. But as we grow older, something profound begins to shift within us. What once seemed like an unquenchable thirst for more destinations and new frontiers gradually gives way to a deeper, more nuanced understanding of what truly fills our hearts. We come to realize that true fulfillment is not measured by the number of cities we visit or the landmarks we photograph, but by the depth of the connections we make, the relationships we foster, and the moments we savor. Travel is no longer about racing against time to see as much of the world as possible. It's about finding profound meaning in the experiences that truly resonate with our souls. Rather than chasing the elusive dream of seeing every corner of the earth, our focus begins to shift. The simple, sacred joys of being with those we love take on a new, richer significance. Time spent with family and friends, nurturing those cherished bonds, becomes a journey far more precious than any passport stamp could ever symbolize. There is something indescribably special in the quiet moments shared with loved ones. The laughter around the dinner table, the comforting embrace of a grandchild's hug, the stories exchanged on long walks through familiar streets. These are the kinds of experiences that leave an indelible mark on our hearts. In these moments, we understand that the world, vast and beautiful as it may be, is not as important as the people who walk through it with us. The allure of exploring distant lands fades as we come to a humbling realization. Some of the most life-changing journeys take place in our backyards. It could be as simple as rediscovering the beauty of a nearby park, marveling at the quiet peace of a familiar place through new eyes, or making new memories in the places that once felt ordinary, but now seem extraordinary in their significance. Sometimes, the most profound adventures happen in the comfort of the places we thought we knew, when we allow ourselves to experience them with renewed wonder and appreciation. In this season of life, travel transforms. It's no longer a race to check off every place on a list, but a deliberate act of slowing down to savor the richness of each moment. It's about cultivating presence, cherishing relationships, and honoring the beauty that surrounds us in the here and now. The yearning to see the world remains, but it's no longer driven by the need for quantity. It's fueled by the desire for connection. The journey we now seek brings us closer to those who matter most, allows us to celebrate the preciousness of life, and invites us to experience the world not as a collection of destinations, but as a living, breathing tapestry woven with love, memories, and shared experiences. We may still dream of distant places, oceans we've never seen, or mountains we've never climbed. There is joy, of course, in the planning, the anticipation, and the excitement that accompanies the thought of a meaningful trip. But there is no longer the pressure, no longer the frantic race to see it all. The satisfaction now comes from the moments of connection, the time spent in laughter, the quiet conversations, and the shared joys of being fully present with those we hold dear. The world's beauty is indeed vast, yet there is an equally boundless beauty in a life lived with intention, where every moment, every relationship, and every experience is treasured for the joy it brings, and for the depth of connection it fosters. True fulfillment, we learn, is not found in how many places we can check off a map, but in the immeasurable richness of the relationships we nurture and the memories we create along the way. The beauty of the world may be infinite, but so too is the beauty of a life lived with presence, purpose, and a deep, unwavering connection to those who make it worth living. 6. Getting things done every day. For much of our lives, we are driven by an unyielding desire to accomplish, to achieve, and to constantly check things off our ever-expanding to-do lists. From the moment we wake up until the very last minutes before we close our eyes, we are consumed by tasks, big and small, that seem to define our worth and measure our success. Productivity becomes our mantra, and we begin to associate our value with the amount of work we can fit into a day. Our daily lives become shaped by an endless cycle of doing, our sense of purpose rooted in what we achieve. We push forward, step by step, accumulating accomplishments that we hope will bring meaning, validation, and satisfaction. And yet, in the background, a question begins to quietly stir, a question that only time and experience can reveal. Is productivity truly the best measure of a life well lived? As we grow older, the relentless pace of life slows, and with it, our perspective begins to shift in profound and unexpected ways. Aging, often viewed as an inevitable process of decline, actually brings with it an incredible gift. the wisdom to recognize that life's most precious moments do not come from ticking off items on a to-do list. Instead, they are found in the quiet pauses, the fleeting moments that can often feel insignificant when we are caught up in the rush of daily life. When the pressures of a career, the weight of family obligations, and the constant demands on our time are no longer present, we are given the rare opportunity to experience life differently. We begin to understand that there is a different kind of richness to be found in life, one that cannot be measured by productivity, but by the depth of our experiences, the strength of our relationships, and the stillness of our hearts. It is in this quieter chapter of life that we discover the beauty of simply being, without the need to do. A day no longer needs to be measured by how many tasks we've completed or how many boxes we've checked. Instead, we begin to find fulfillment in the simplicity of each moment, in the ability to pause and simply be in the world. We find ourselves savoring the little things that once might have been overlooked, the delicate colors of a sunrise painting the sky, the warmth of the sun on our skin as we take a leisurely walk, or the comforting embrace of a loved one as we share stories and laughter without the clock ticking in the background. These moments, fleeting as they are, hold a depth and significance that far surpasses any accomplishment. In these quiet, unassuming instances, we begin to grasp the essence of life's most profound treasures: peace, connection, presence, and we realize that they cannot be achieved through effort, nor can they be checked off a list. They are simply felt, deeply and profoundly, when we permit ourselves to be fully present. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. This shift from the constant drive to accomplish toward embracing the beauty of being is not always an easy one to make. It requires us to unlearn many of the patterns and beliefs we've held for years. The belief that productivity equals purpose, that our worth is tied to our ability to do. Letting go of the compulsion to constantly strive and achieve may feel unsettling at first. After all, we've been conditioned to measure ourselves by our output, to find meaning in the hustle and bustle of life. But as we loosen our grip on this need for constant activity, we open ourselves to an entirely new way of living. A way that values rest, reflection, and the ability to connect with the world around us on a deeper level. We begin to understand that a meaningful life is not built solely on what we accomplish, but also on how deeply we experience each moment, how fully we engage with the people, and the beauty that surrounds us. Instead of rushing from one task to the next, we give ourselves the gift of time, the gift to pause, breathe, and appreciate the simple joys that are often drowned out by the noise of a busy life. We rediscover the simple pleasures of life, of being able to sit in silence and enjoy the rustle of the leaves in the wind, of being able to listen intently to the voice of a friend or family member, or simply basking in the serenity of a moment without feeling the pressure to do something. These moments may seem small or inconsequential, but in them lies a deep fulfillment that no task can provide. They offer a kind of peace and contentment that is not fleeting, but rather enduring. One that grows from the recognition that life's richest moments often come in the stillness, when we allow ourselves to simply be, rather than do. This change in mindset, this shift from a life defined by constant doing to one centered on being, brings a kind of inner peace that many of us have long sought but never truly found. It is a peace that arises not from external accomplishments, but from internal fulfillment. We come to realize that life is not about how much we can get done, but about how deeply we can engage with what is happening right in front of us. It's about savoring the beauty of a moment, the feel of the wind against our skin, the taste of a warm meal shared with loved ones, or the joy of a deep and meaningful conversation. We no longer feel the need to rush, to push, to accomplish. Instead, we find fulfillment in the act of simply being present, of engaging with life in its purest, most authentic form. In this stage of life, we begin to redefine what it means to have a fulfilling day. We let go of the idea that productivity is the key to meaning and embrace the notion that purpose is found in the quiet spaces, in the moments of stillness, in the connections we nurture with others, and in the peace we cultivate within ourselves. We no longer measure our days by how much we've done, but by how fully we've been able to appreciate the beauty of life, both the grand and the seemingly insignificant. We come to understand that the greatest treasures are not things we can accomplish or accumulate, but the feelings we cultivate, the peace we find in silence, the love we share with those around us, and the gratitude we hold for each passing moment. And so, as we let go of the need to accomplish and embrace the beauty of being, we are rewarded with a peace that no task can bring. A deep, quiet satisfaction begins to fill our hearts, one that is rooted not in doing, but in simply existing, fully, presently, and with love. We find meaning not in the to-do lists that we once thought defined us, but in the moments that we allow ourselves to live, rich with connection, peace, and presence. In these moments, we uncover the true richness of life, and it is far more profound than anything a list of tasks could ever provide. 7. Being right. For much of our lives, we are driven by the insatiable need to be right. The relentless pursuit of perfection can dominate our thoughts and actions, urging us to make decisions with the unshakable certainty that each choice must be flawless. We strive to navigate the labyrinth of life with unwavering precision, convinced that the right answers and the perfect actions will bring us the peace and fulfillment we crave. This desire to be correct is often fueled by noble intentions, responsibility, integrity, and respect for the impact of our decisions on others. It feels vital, even sacred, to make the right choice, to steer clear of mistakes, and to ensure everything unfolds as it should. We hold ourselves to high standards, thinking that perfection is the ultimate goal, the key to success, and the assurance that we are living correctly. Yet, as time marches on and we gain the wisdom that only age and experience can provide, we start to see the world in a new light. We begin to sense a profound truth, that life, in all its beauty and complexity, is rarely so clear-cut. The rigid certainty we once clung to seems less comforting and more constricting. The relentless push to be right, to chase perfection, can often exact a heavier toll than we ever anticipated. We start to realize that the beauty of life lies not in flawless execution or unequivocal answers, but in its inherent messiness, its unpredictability, and the graceful dance between certainty and doubt. With age comes the realization that there is no such thing as absolute right or wrong, no perfect or imperfect answers. Only a series of experiences, each one contributing its own lessons and perspectives. This understanding opens up a profound space for growth. We discover that the most profound wisdom doesn't come from asserting our correctness, but from humbly acknowledging the richness of life's uncertainties. By releasing our attachment to being right, we free ourselves to live with a deeper sense of empathy and openness. We learn to listen, really listen, without preparing a rebuttal or rushing to offer our own perspective. We allow ourselves to enter the hearts and minds of others, not with the need to correct them, but with a willingness to understand them, appreciating that sometimes the most transformative insights come not from our own viewpoint but from someone else's. This shift from certainty to openness doesn't weaken our understanding. Instead, it deepens it in ways we could never have imagined. We begin to see that wisdom is not in rigidly asserting what we know, but in acknowledging what we have yet to learn. The pursuit of perfection, while often seen as noble, can transform into a source of paralyzing pressure. It compels us to measure ourselves against an ever-moving bar of expectation, creating an environment where we are constantly evaluating, comparing, and judging ourselves. The weight of perfectionism often steals the joy from life's simplest moments, making everything feel like a performance rather than an experience. As we embrace the wisdom that comes with age, we find solace in the imperfections, in the spontaneous moments that cannot be planned, in the acts of kindness that ask for nothing in return. We begin to see that life's greatest treasures are often found not in the perfectly orchestrated moments, but in the raw, unpolished instances that reveal the depths of human connection. In letting go of the need for perfection, we open ourselves to the quiet beauty of what is real, flawed, beautiful, and human. We begin to cherish the imperfection, knowing that it is precisely these moments that define our journey. This release of perfectionism grants us the freedom to be kind to ourselves and others. We no longer feel compelled to meet impossible standards. We give ourselves, and those around us, the gift of authenticity, understanding that we are loved not because we are flawless, but because we are human. We laugh at our mistakes and embrace our quirks, finding comfort in the knowledge that vulnerability, rather than perfection, is the true measure of our worth. This profound shift allows us to experience life with an open heart, living in the present moment rather than chasing an elusive ideal of what should be. We find peace not in having all the answers, but in the freedom that comes with accepting that some questions are meant to be experienced, not answered. The beauty of this newfound perspective is that it allows us to focus on what truly matters. We stop obsessing over being right and begin to pour our energy into building meaningful relationships, offering kindness, and sharing love. We realize that being right is far less important than being kind, that achieving perfection pales in comparison to embracing the imperfections of our journey with grace and gratitude. We learn that wisdom is not found in accumulating answers, but in remaining open to the unfolding of life's mysteries. A life well lived, we come to understand, is not defined by how many times we were right, but by how we loved, how we grew, and how we allowed ourselves to simply be. In the end, it is not perfection nor certainty that brings peace, but acceptance, curiosity, and love. These are the things that fill our hearts with joy, and they are the true markers of a life well lived. As we slowly open ourselves to a gentler, more compassionate view of life, something remarkable begins to happen. Our relationships, once perhaps overshadowed by the rush of everyday demands, begin to deepen in ways we never expected. Stress, once a constant companion, begins to melt away, replaced by a peaceful sense of quiet contentment. Our days, once driven by the relentless pursuit of perfection, are now punctuated by moments of genuine connection and understanding. We realize that we no longer need to win every argument, prove ourselves in every situation, or chase the illusion of perfection in every task. Instead, we embrace the art of simply being present. We learn to be kind, to listen with empathy, to offer our hearts freely, and to leave every interaction a little brighter than before. This is the wisdom that comes with age, the profound understanding that life's true value is not found in having all the right answers or in flawless achievements, but in the quiet moments of connection, the soft exchanges of kindness, and the deep sense of peace we cultivate along the way. In this light, we come to see that the most meaningful legacy we leave behind is not one of perfection or rigid correctness, but rather one woven from the threads of warmth, acceptance, and love. It is the memory of our unwavering kindness, our infinite patience, and our deep humility that endures in the hearts of those we touch. We come to understand that it is not about leaving behind a perfect world, but a world made softer, warmer, and more loving by our presence. The simple act of being compassionate, of offering a listening ear, or sharing a smile, these are the treasures that remain long after we are gone. These acts, though small in the grand scheme of things, are the ones that truly matter, the ones that fill our hearts with satisfaction, knowing that we have made a positive impact on someone else's life. It is enough, and more than enough, to live with an open mind, a gentle spirit, and a heart full of love. As we let go of the relentless need to be right, we begin to embrace life's inevitable imperfections. In doing so, we are drawn closer to the raw, unfiltered beauty of who we truly are. We start to leave behind a legacy not of rigid goals or towering achievements, but of grace, kindness, and deep emotional connection, things that will be remembered long after we are gone. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment below to let me know that you are still here with me. As we age, our values evolve, and the goals that once consumed our every waking moment now seem less urgent, even trivial. The ambitions that once seemed essential, material possessions, recognition, approval, status, and success, begin to fade into the background, gradually replaced by the wisdom that comes from the simple passage of time. The weight of years gently nudges us to reconsider our pursuits, to question whether the things we once thought would bring us happiness truly satisfy our deeper need for peace, connection, and fulfillment. We realize that the true essence of a life well lived is not measured by the accolades we collect or the possessions we acquire, but by the love we offer freely, the kindness we extend to others, and the precious memories we create with those who mean the most to us. Letting go of outdated goals is not an abandonment of our dreams or ambitions. Rather, it is a process of refining them, of aligning them with the person we are becoming. It is a shift toward embracing a more meaningful kind of success, one defined by presence, compassion, and connection. When we release the need to possess, to win, or to be known, we make room for the simple joys of life. The joy of sitting with a loved one, the warmth of a shared embrace, the sweetness of quiet moments spent in each other's company. Aging offers us a rare opportunity, a chance to rediscover the richness of life, not through accumulation, but through the deeper, truer connections we forge with others. Perhaps the greatest revelation of all is this: life's most profound gifts are already within our grasp. We don't need to travel to far-off places or seek fame to experience true beauty. The small, often unnoticed moments, the touch of a hand, a deep and meaningful conversation, a shared laugh, are the true treasures of life. These are the moments that leave us feeling fulfilled, reminding us that life is not about the things we own or the accolades we collect, but about the love we give and the memories we create. We begin to live with an acute awareness that every moment is precious, and that the legacy we leave behind is not defined by what we've accomplished, but by the love and warmth we have shared. In the end, these reflections serve as gentle reminders that fulfillment is not found in the pursuit of achievements, but in the ability to be fully present. Life becomes richer when we live with an open heart, a sense of humility, and a deep gratitude for the moments we share. When we embrace this mindset, we find a peace that transcends worldly goals, a peace that comes from knowing we have loved deeply and lived authentically. As we journey through our later years, may we choose to invest our time, energy, and love in the people and experiences that truly matter. And in doing so, may we leave behind a legacy, one that fills our days with meaning and leaves the world a little warmer, kinder, and more compassionate for generations to come. As we wrap up today's reflection, we want to ask you, what have you learned so far from this journey into embracing life's imperfections and finding deeper meaning in connection, kindness, and love? We would love to hear from you. Please take a moment to comment below and share one thing you've learned that you will bring into your life moving forward. If this video resonated with you, and you feel inspired, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more insights that will help you live with purpose, compassion, and love. Together, let's continue this journey toward a life filled with deeper connections and lasting legacies. Thank you for being part of this community. We look forward to reading your thoughts and continuing this conversation with you.